Let's take a look at our final chapter for this week. We have chapter 14, Diseases of the Genitourinary System. We're in the letter N, N00 to N99. We really only have one little small section of guidelines concerning chronic kidney disease, or CKD. It's based on stages, and this is something we see in ICD-9, a fairly recent change in the last few years, I suppose, that we switched over to this terminology of chronic kidney disease, and we're based on stages. So we have stages 1 through 4, and then, or excuse me, 1 through 5, and then we have end-stage renal disease. So stage 2 is code N18.2 is basically mild, .3 is moderate, .4 is severe. Then if we go to .6, we have end-stage renal disease, or ESRD. Now if they document both chronic kidney disease and end-stage renal disease, basically end-stage renal disease, as it mentions end-stage, that's kind of the final of the continuum. So we can just code the end-stage renal disease with the N18.6. If a patient that has had a kidney transplant is still having chronic kidney disease, we're going to code that chronic kidney disease, the N18 dot whatever, and then we'd add the Z94.0. It's not necessarily a complication. It's actually fairly common that a kidney transplant patient could have chronic kidney disease even after getting that transplant. All right, so here's our practice, moderate CKD, that we could go ahead with our guidelines with chronic kidney disease. So in my in my alphabetic index, I did go down to disease as my main term, and then now I'm at kidney. So I'm on page 398. And just kind of a funny side note, I initially typed disease up in my find function. Well, because it's in index to diseases, our footer, it literally came up on every single page. So if you can guess, it wasn't overly helpful. So I had to do a lot of scrolling. So disease down to kidney, and then we know it's chronic kidney disease because of our CKD, and then it states moderate. So even though it doesn't give us the stage, the description moderate gives us N18.3. So we'll take a look at that in our tabular. So here's N18.3. Stage 3 is moderate. I didn't mention stage 5, but it's basically even more than severe, I guess. It's right between severe and end-stage renal disease. So with our statement here, we get N18.3.